So welcome to this new podcast called Wine and Whispers. We're going to get down to the nitty-gritty of some topics of some hard-hitting things, right? Being an entrepreneur, being a mom with 2 kids, maybe thinking about being a mom, all those beautiful things. But first, don't give me that side eye. I found that side eye!
I love to hear it.
We don't know yet. We're thinking about it. But first, let's introduce ourselves. So I'm an entrepreneur. I currently am owning a dance studio, thinking about expanding, doing a lot of beautiful things. But I am Nikita Helm-Fraser, and my co-host is... Hello.
Hi, Denise Johnson. I am a mother of 2. I have left corporate to start my own entrepreneurship. And boy, we don't know what we're doing. But we're here.
Right. That kind of is exactly what we're doing. So let's uncork and unwind, because we don't know what we're doing, but we about to have some fun doing it, okay? So when I first thought about this idea, it wasn't even like 11 o'clock at night. I was just up. I was scrolling on Instagram, you know, that scroll, and you're just doop, 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 doop. And then I was like, wait, why can't I do this? Because I saw food. This is really what it comes down to.
Okay.
I saw food, and I was like, ooh, why can't I make a podcast with one of my little kikis, right? Yes. About food. And at the same time, drink wine. Mostly drink wine. But then talk about things that I don't always get a chance to talk about, because your brains are rolling and scrolling. I'm thinking about, how do I make the business grow? I'm thinking about, do I have time to see my husband today? Do I have time to get a meal today? Like those kind of things where sometimes I just want to sit and talk about, well, how did I actually get here? How scary it is to leave corporate America? Like things like that, where you don't always have that opportunity to sit and chat about it, but it's a thing right now.
It's definitely a thing. It was funny because I think I was just sitting on the couch, and I just got a text, beep, 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 and I was like, "You want to do a podcast?" I didn't even think about it. I literally think I answered you within that second. I was like, "Yes,
you did."
But the funny thing is, I don't think you knew that I was looking for something to do, because I wanted to find a little bit more engagement in my personal page.
Okay.
And I'm like, how am I going to do this? Like, I don't get it. Like, I could do lives as many times as I want, but if it's just the people that are following me, like, I don't know how it's going to work. But we kind of talked each other through jumping ship, right? Leaving corporate. We were both doing a lot, and I don't like the term side hustle because it sounds so negative.
It does,
but it is a side hustle.
It is, absolutely, it's a side hustle.
And it was like, how do we do this? How do we turn the side hustle to work for us? And I think that's where it kind of like
clicks,
spin from there, and then from spinning from there, it's not to say that, you know, we didn't have other people in our lives or in our tribe that kind of understood what we were feeling, but they didn't do it.
They were afraid.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
And we just said, F it. We just both said, okay, we're going to dive off the deep end and see what happens.
Right.
Oh, gosh. Blessings.
That part. So we don't know what we're doing, but we're rolling with it.
Yeah. Listen, you're going to be rolling with us, figuring it out as we go, because that's how my life is sometimes. I don't know so much about you.
Yeah.
But I feel like sometimes I just be rolling with the punches, and I'm just like, all right, yep, here's what we got, and I'm going to make my lemonade with it, because it's all right. I'm going to make it happen no matter what.
I don't know about you, but God saved the men that we married, but I know
that part.
I know that my husband thinks I'm crazy.
My husband does too.
Because I have run a gamut of different things that I've done. But I should have known better, because I did a lot of different things on the side from my main job. So I think it prepared me for it, but unknowingly prepared me for it, you know? And so I know that he and at this point, I think it was one of those things that he can't control me. And I don't think he wants to. I shouldn't say it that way.
No.
I think it was one of those things where I got to let her be who she is, because
you have to be your own human, and he understands that you have to be your own human, because there's no way that he can even try to make you a different human. Yeah. You are who you are, right?
Yeah. So I told him, I was like, so I'm going to do this podcast thing. And the exact look was, he was on the bed and he looked at me like, what? What are you talking about? I was like, yeah. So I'm not available this day. We're gonna meet up and we're gonna be talking. We're gonna be doing business and we're gonna work on this.
Just letting you know.
Yeah. So definitely the spiritual, whatever you are into in terms of spirituality, God, whatever. For me, it was just trusting the process and like, okay, the universe literally sent this to me. There's a reason. I have to take the tool and I have to work with. I have to figure it out on my own. Right. But he wouldn't plant the seed without it being a true reason. You know what I mean? It being
possible, right? He's always opening doors, or she, always opening doors for something that you can do. It's not necessarily something you can do, but it is something that's not going to be there if you couldn't do it. It's just, do you have the faith to do it and to jump and to get into it? Yeah. But wait, kudos for you for telling your husband. I haven't told my husband jack diddly.
I had to tell him because we were interrupting the date.
Oh, we were.
Yeah, we were interrupting the date. So that's the only reason, But other than that, this is under keeps. It's under keeps.
Listen, I'm not going to tell my husband. I'm not telling my husband until we drop the first episode. So it's going to come and he's going to be like, oh, babe, you should share this link with all of your friends and tell them to go listen to this beautiful people. And he's just going to listen and be like,
what is this?
Isn't this your voice? Mind your business.
Right.
Just share it.
Just share it. You're supporting me. You're in this together. You didn't know you were jumping into this, but now you are.
Well, now you're here with
me.
You're here,
full-fledged.
So enjoy the process. Thank you. Oh, I can't wait for that day. I want you to know that I'm so excited.
Oh.
It's going to be amazing. And he's just going to give me the side eye that I probably deserve at this point because I didn't tell him. But he doesn't need to know because...
No, you don't need the naysayers.
Right. And not that I think he would be a naysayer. I don't.
No. Okay. So I've come to learn.
Okay.
And I say this in terms of sometimes your vision, even if you share it with someone who has good intentions for you. Ooh, I'm hitting the mic. I see. We don't know what you're doing.
We don't know.
I'm telling you, we don't know what we're doing. Even when you have people who are rooting on your side, sometimes they're not seeing your vision is ill intention. And I don't say it because they mean any harm. They're not knowing just can sometimes be the bad vibes, And being able to navigate that, being smarter to navigate that, can sometimes make all the difference. And you hear everyone say, "Oh, move in silence, move in silence."
Always,
it makes sense.
I love that.
It makes sense.
It does
because they won't ever get it until they see it.
Right, because the behind the scenes, the process of making it happen, it's kind of crazy, right? You don't know what you're doing, and so now you're going to invite somebody into the chaos of not knowing what's happening. So you're trying to navigate this together when you're inviting somebody who may not necessarily see the goal in your head or the end picture or that
how it's going to play out, how it's going to lay out.
Right, all of those things.
Because even when we were putting this together, I was like, this is what I was thinking. What were you thinking? To make sure that we're not bumping heads,
Right. Thankfully, we're, of course, we're on the same page. He said chill and cozy. And
chill and cozy.
With wine. Right. That's all. That was amazing.
Mm-hmm. Even down to, like, the little minutiae of things, like, how to set that up, how to set this up, how to do this, and what color. I think that was something that when you got the good vibe, you feed off the good vibe.
You feed off it. Yes. It makes a difference. And it's just like, oh, that's what I was thinking too. Oh, okay, we'll add that in and we'll make it blend. It'll be fine. It's just one of those,
Yeah.
Oh, I love that for us.
I love it. When you like start something and it spinballs or the balls.
Snowballs. Okay, I'm here with you.
Ooh. From that text. Because we all know they're listening, but we're not going to talk about what's listening. From that, the algorithms change for me.
On your whole Instagram?
On my whole anything, right?
Oh.
Even in my TikTok.
Everything changed.
Everything changed. It was, you want to be a content creator. It was, you want to do this. Here's the equipment. So, again, I don't know if that's signs. Partially, definitely. Partially signs.
Yes.
And then the other part is like, okay, maybe there is a science
to this.
And putting the algorithms in place.
Okay.
Because it definitely gave me a rabbit hole, But the rabbit hole that I think we needed to deep dive and understand and research, and I think we still have our research to cut out for us. But in terms of mentally preparing for it, you know, yeah, the algorithms were algorithming.
They were trying to tell you what you needed to know.
Yeah.
And then also have you stay up until 3 o'clock in the morning.
No, not 3. Maybe 12.
Oh, it's not bad. I stayed up until 2 one day. I was just going, and I think I start late first off. So I definitely try and minimize my time on my phone for multiple reasons. I don't want to get stuck in the rabbit hole, right? But I do. But I try and minimize. So like I wake up in the morning and I try and read a physical book in the morning so I don't go on my phone first thing.
Okay.
So throughout the day, I give myself like I have to eat breakfast, I have to do my walk, and then I can go on Instagram and scroll. I try really hard. And at night is when it's most difficult for me because at that point now I feel like I need to catch up because my inbox for Instagram says that I have 25 sometimes messages, and I'm like, the anxiety in me is like, I need to finish it.
I need to answer zero.
I hate the bubbles. That's really what it is. I hate the bubbles on the phone. So I need to answer it. So then
that, and they tell you if you're on social media, you're supposed to respond to everyone between 24 to 48 hours.
It's such a stressful.
We're people too.
Right.
We're people too. We got lives going on in our lives also.
So much is happening.
Yeah.
I can't just be on it 24/7. I just can't. So then when I finally do get home, I get home at 11 o'clock. By the time I settle, that's when I go on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm on Instagram from 12 a.m. in the morning.
And then you rabbit
till 3 a.m. in the morning. And it also doesn't help the fact that now that I've been with the same person for multiple years, I find comfort with him being in bed with me.
And he's sleeping, snoring happily.
No, he's not in bed.
Huh.
So he's downstairs because he's working, doing whatever he's doing on his laptop.
Right.
And I've become this person now, which I don't know if I like or dislike, but I struggle to go to sleep if my bed is empty. Because there's not the next person next to me.
Huh.
And I don't know if it's a safety thing. I don't know if it's a comfort thing. If I'm in this habit. But I've already seen, if he's in bed with me, I go to sleep within 20 minutes.
I'm ready to sprawl eagle.
So I can't. I've tried it. I've tried to like do the whole layout. I've tried to take over the whole bed. I've tried to put all of the pillows. We have like 4 or 6 pillows on the bed. I try and cocoon myself in pillows. I know that it's empty. It's like when I travel, anything like that, it takes me an extra hour to an hour and a half to go to sleep versus the 20 minutes when he's in bed. So I'm on my phone because I know that I'm not going to sleep.
Kids out. I've officially kicked
You have not.
We are co-sleepers, and I've officially kicked the
Both
kids
of
out.
them?
Yeah, they sleep on the same bed together now.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. It took. How old is my eldest? My eldest is 11.
11.
It took 11 years.
I mean, I think I love that for you that you have your own bed.
Not anymore.
What?
Because his hours changed.
His hours changed.
So now he's in the bed.
Oh, so you don't.
I lived. This summer was my life. I was living my best life this summer.
I love that.
Because while they were away and he worked overnight,
you had your own bed.
I had the bed to myself. It's the little things in life, okay?
I'm tackling.
After waking, because even when they were gone for the summer, I still had to wake up early because I had other things that I was doing.
You have a life, yep.
Because for me, waking up late is 9 a.m. For some people, that's early.
I don't know if you guys felt that side eye, but I side-eyed you.
Yeah.
9 a.m. is late?
Yeah.
If I can
my
sleep,
body I can't. I want to get back to that. I remember being a young person and waking up at 9 and I'm saying it's early.
Girl,
I no longer have that life.
That is early.
Yeah.
That's because you have kids.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So I was quite content living my life sprawled out.
Yes.
It was a thing.
So you had a blissful 2 months.
Mm-hmm. And then when we are by my sister's house, it's all of us on my sister's king.
All 3 of you?
All 4 of us.
All 4? All 4 of you?
Yeah.
I didn't count your sister.
Yeah.
That part. Oh.
She tried to kick us out the bed, but neither one of us wanted it. So
That's not going to work.
But that's a whole other side story. But yes, completely off topic. But it was a good topic because rest is important.
Rest is important. You have to have it.
And help not the boundaries, but the relationships you want to maintain. That's also another factor. It's like, how do you maintain all of that, right?
How do you maintain all that when society nowadays is telling us that you need to have a main job plus a side job plus a side job so that you can live in the house that you have, or even rent
a house
or an apartment, whatever, a condo, whatever it could be. You need multiple sources of income to survive, the bare minimum, but you need 8 hours of sleep.
Yep. And then on top of that, if you have a family, you need to be able to prioritize your husband and or partner, children, and still make time for yourself. And it's like, how, Sway?
How? And then on top of all of that, even diving deeper, making time for your family, plus if you do have a partner, their family. So now we have...
And self-care.
All of this is a lot. Yeah. Is it possible? No.
Not unless you have help. And the people who are on social media putting this out as if their life is like completely perfect, they have help.
They must have help. There's no way that anybody that I see on Instagram, TikTok, whatever it could be,
they have help.
Living this amazing
They have a tribe.
life.
They have to have a tribe.
A nanny.
Something.
A chef.
Something.
Right.
Something.
Because you can't be this content creator or whatever you're doing in life and not having the help to do it, because it's hard out here for us.
Yeah. And there's a difference between multitasking and compartmentalizing.
Ooh, there is a very big difference.
They are not one and the same. They can never be one and the same. Can they sometimes overlap? Possibly.
Yes, I agree.
But even when you're compartmentalizing, you can be multitasking. And when you're multitasking, you can be compartmentalizing.
Yes, I agree. Oh, that's a deep conversation.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a big nugget. Yeah, we're going to come back to that one, because that's a big nugget that can take us easily an hour to talk about.
And the way we as women do it is different than our male counterparts.
So maybe that's a great thing. We need to have a man here when we talk about that.
Yeah.
Because it is different. And the way they do it don't make sense to me.
No.
Because they don't do it. I think that's what it is.
They compartmentalize. They can't multitask.
They can't multitask.
But I challenge the man that can do both.
Yes. Who can? I love that for you. I want to meet you. We need to have a conversation, and we need to just talk about it, because then I want to share that knowledge that you have with other men.
Yeah.
Because that's a unicorn. That's a unicorn of a man who can do that. It doesn't exist. I don't think I've ever... Have you met one? I haven't met one.
I haven't.
I think that the way their brain is working is that they get so focused on that one task that takes priority, because they think their male ego comes in like, this is the thing that's going to make me look good, or this is the thing that's going to make the house look good, or this is the thing that's going to make everyone be safe, and this, that, and the third. Whatever that center thing that they have for themselves takes precedence over, but this thing also will help, but it's just smaller. But I'm going to put that onto the wayside. Like, Ibrahim's a lovely human. I promise. But my ring light's been out, right? And I don't know if it's because of the weather, but my camera's been going out. It's been out for a week. I ordered a solar power.
Oh.
Babe, it came in. Yeah. I need you to hook it up because I'm not climbing on the roof.
That's not a priority.
It's not a priority. But it is, because then we see who comes in and out of the house. We get to see who sits on our stoop sometimes. Like, it's a thing.
Yeah, no.
And he doesn't think it's a priority right now because it's no longer warm.
What difference does that make?
So it's a lot more popular when the kids are out, and where we sit.
So that's probably why the battery dies so quickly.
That's what I think too. So it's not a priority, right? So for him, it's going to take 3 weeks to do, which I need it done tomorrow. But if I tell him that I have a flat tire, that's going to take precedence over everything else, right? That he's going to make sure that's done.
Yeah.
He'll take care of it. I need to get to work. My car needs to be done. everything. But coming in and out of the house, I'm in the house. It's okay. I can take care of whoever comes in the house. No, but you're not, like, I
can do it.
That's what it is. And I'm just like, yes, you are man. You are strong. You are not always home.
Right. You can't do everything.
You can't.
And you can't protect me from everything.
No.
Yeah. That sounds like, well, Dre didn't know that I was overwhelmed, even when I told him I was overwhelmed. And I had to take hearing a third person tell him, but she's telling you she's overwhelmed. And I mean,
the words came out your mouth.
Yeah. So again, their idea of multitasking and compartmentalizing is not the same as ours, but that's definitely
a topic.
We got to spin that back.
We are. Don't worry. It's going to come.
We spin that back.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So back to the real topic here. We don't know what we're doing. We're just trying to figure it all out.
Right.
Part of also what made me jump forward and say, yes, you've got this. We can do this is the energy that I got from Denise, right? So first off, she's already said it. She said yes right away. Mind you, again.
Didn't know nothing. Had no clue. Just like, yeah, we're going to do it. We're going to make it happen.
Mind you, again, this was probably 11 o'clock at night at some point.
Yeah.
Midnight. It's late. My brain is just a rolling. So then we just start sharing back and forth. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at this. Oh, what about this idea? A week later, we already have a logo. I'm just like, right. Oh, so this is real. And she's not playing.
The vibes were vibing.
And it was just like, let's make this happen for real. It wasn't one of those ideas that just pop out of your mouth and then it floats into the atmosphere.
Yeah, and sits there and you hope someone takes the initiative.
Right. It was like, oh, well, we both going to do it. Here, this, back and forth, make a note, send a Gmail. Like, all of that was happening.
Yeah.
And it's the learning process that I'm actually enjoying, to be honest.
The research.
Yes.
Yeah, and I feel like even though we're here, I think there's always going to be that, like, life learning research, because things are constantly changing.
It's cyclical. It's going to continue moving.
Yeah.
Stressful.
It may be like this right now, and then maybe 3 months down the line, we need to shift and pivot, and being able to be comfortable to pivot is the other part too, right?
Oh, yes.
So like pivoting to keep up with algorithms, to keep up with content, to keep up with what's trending.
The trends are.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, you know that I am not that person. I'm going to struggle with that aspect because I'm not on my phone, and I try very hard to not be on my phone, right? So now I have to be on my phone. I'm going to have to be part of those research things. I have to go and see what the trends are trending. I have to listen to the kids when they're talking.
Oh, that part.
Did you know, side note, did you know that there's a new thing, right? Oh, I was talking about this. Chat and gang and...
Oh, Slim? Yeah. I get yelled at because I'm the mom that's trying to keep up with the content. And not the content, the slang. And it's like, that's not how it's used. Please don't do that. You're very cringe.
Your child is the child. But I wasn't paying attention. I'm talking before. I want you to know. Mm-hmm. But now that we started talking about doing a podcast, I've been paying attention to them and their slang that they're saying.
Right.
And how they're saying it.
And when they're using it. Yeah. Uh-huh. It's Ohio. I don't know.
What's Ohio?
Ohio.
I haven't.
What the hell is Ohio?
Can someone tell me what Ohio is?
Skibbity Riz. Skibbity Toilet Riz.
Wait, what? Did you just say Skibbity Toilet Riz? Stop. That's not a thing.
It is a thing.
No, it's I need the younger generation.
Giat.
Oh, I know Giat. I know that one. I don't know Skibbity Toilet Riz.
I've heard Skibbity Toilet Riz.
No,
what it is?
Can someone tell us what that is? I need them to stop making up words. Did we make up words? I guess
ours actually made sense though.
What did we make up?
That was fly. That's butter.
Yes. Oh, that's butter.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it makes sense.
It does. Skibbity Riz.
Low key, high key.
Yes. We made sense.
No, that was them. That's not us.
No, that's us.
I think it is us, but they're reusing it.
They're reusing it. That's definitely us. Low key and high key, because I said that.
Yeah. It's giving.
Yes.
But I don't, wait, am I mixing the Z's and the alphas?
I don't know who is who. Who is Z after millennial?
Yes.
And then after millennial.
So Z's are more of the 90s kids, early 2000s. And alphas are anything after 2010, I think, which would be my pick-me's. Both of my pick-me's.
Both your pick-me's.
Yeah.
But, okay. No, I've lost it. So, I still don't know who's who, because I would like you to know that I also think Z and Alpha, they blend together very well.
The tail end of Z.
The tail end, and I think that's what I have. I think that's
because now we have, because we have, there are Z's that are in the workforce. And trust me, I've worked
Who's in the workforce?
I've worked with them, and they ain't wrapped too tight. Wait. Z's are the ones that are currently graduating.
From college?
Yeah. I've worked with Z's. The early Z's.
No.
See, we don't know what we're doing. We just rolling with it. But it makes sense. Z's are like your 22, 23, 24.
Those are Z's.
Those are Z's.
I've worked with some of those. You're lovely humans.
Shade, no shade.
Lovely humans.
But lots of shade. Because it's like, you know what it is? I think that if there was a coming of minds, right?
Okay.
If there was a coming of minds,
I'm ready.
You have the millennials who are at the forefront of, I need a work-life balance. This is for the birds. With the Z's who understand
work-life balance already,
but a little bit more work ethic.
But they don't have work ethic.
That's the whole point.
Oh, I'm about to say, because they quit hard all the time,
right?
With everything,
not realizing how, yes, you're young and you still have your whole life ahead of you.
Yes,
but there is also an element of preparing for when you no longer work.
Oh, yeah.
And I think we're the last generation to understand that.
But I also think we're the last generation thinking about that idea. We're the last generation that's going to have a Social Security, right? So anyone who comes we're going to have it. I believe in it because I need it. After that, right, they already believe they already believe that they're not going to have that social, right? They already believe that their future is what they're going to make of it today. And so I think they have that mindset. I think COVID also helped, but that mindset of they have to live now because there may not be anything in the future for them. I also think with everything talking about global warming, Mars, aliens, all that comes out. There's so much, right? I think that they really have that aspect of, I got to do it now because I don't know what's going to be tomorrow.
Fair enough.
But I also need you guys to work. Because you make our lives easier when you work, just a smidgen.
Right.
Because then I'm not recruiting for 25 new openings because they all quit within 3 months.
Well, you're not.
I'm not anymore. It's beautiful. But I did. It was hard.
Yes. I'm not interviewing people who don't know how to answer questions either.
Oh. And where do we learn not how to talk anymore and to have a conversation? You should not be interviewing and saying damn or hell or shit. I've had all three. How? I think it also just comes down to education, right? We're not teaching the right things in education. We need to teach how to speak. We need to teach how to conduct an interview. But
okay.
No, finish that thought.
They used to have these things in place.
What
are we setting people up for failure?
Wait. So now here's the thing. They had these things in place
in college before you left.
Not for me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Isn't that interesting?
Very interesting.
So in college, they had the Career Center, right? But the Career Center had the stigma of if you were going to the Career Center, you were a nerd. One.
Huh.
And the Career Center didn't, at least at my school, the Career Center didn't engage with the community. They didn't engage with the population. They were hidden in some little nook back alley.
Fair enough.
And if you didn't know it was there,
you wasn't searching for it.
And they never were out. Like when you have those fairs, like sign up for clubs and things at the beginning of the year, they were never out there. The business schools were out there for the different schools, getting people to come to the program.
But even those, like the individual departments, used to have. Okay, never mind.
What? Wait, no.
They would have, like, at least from what I remember, the individual departments, and this is undergrad I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They would have the different departments. If that's what you were majoring in, they would work with you to.
Oh.
You would have someone assist with resume writing. You'd have someone assist.
No. What? I wish I had that.
What?
Yeah, I had to figure out resume writing all on my own.
What a world.
Yeah.
And this is why people are at work, they're disgruntled, they're unhappy because they're in a space they don't want to be because they were not prepared. And then this is where side hustles begin.
This is where side hustles begin.
See how I looped it back there?
I like how you did that. Because imagine.
Welcome.
Yeah, because I wasn't going to loop it back. I want everyone to know that I was stuck on this process.
Loop it back.
Okay, so these side hustles that we're doing, it should have been something that was taught to us a long time ago, right? Because as we're doing these side hustles and we're making extra income for ourselves, it's truly what your passion was to begin with.
Yeah.
And no one fostered it for you.
Nope.
Why isn't that a thing? It's just so interesting. And I also wish that, like you said, it's not called a side hustle. I wish that it was just called, I don't even know what the word is, just
interests,
hobbies, passions.
Hobbies, I feel like hobbies demeans it too. It belittles it in the sense where it's like, oh, that's just a little cute thing you're doing on the side, right?
It's not.
Where I think we both came to realize, and I keep hitting the mic again, I don't know what I'm doing. We're going to dive deeper in episode 2 about the transition from corporate to...
It's a big thing.
That, but it was recognizing and seeing, oh, I'm way more fruitful with this, and I'm happy doing this.
Yes.
Versus I'm showing up and being played, and not my worth isn't there. Maybe, just maybe, and this is where I will give credit where it's due. Gen Zs are like, I'm not beat to be somebody's blank.
Somebody's bitch is what you wanted to say.
I mean, I didn't know he was gonna cuss, but if we're gonna be real, I mean, I have a sailor's mouth, so
it's a pirate because I drink rum, but same thing. Yeah, no, I agree. We didn't go through that 18 years of being in school, an additional 4 in college to get a degree, to then have some older person come talk to me about, well, how do I make this into a PDF?
And then tell me I'm not doing a good job.
Right.
How? Where they do that at?
Everywhere.
Can you do a pivot on an Excel?
Oh, that.
I didn't think you could because I had to take that test before I can get to the job.
That part.
So how'd you do it? You over here sitting here with your
sitting pretty,
your director behind your name,
6 figures, not doing nothing.
Right, and you leaving me with 5 figures to do more work than you. I could no.
Yes. So it's definitely one of those where that's what leads people to leave, right? To then find their passion, because I was doing it all, right? You were doing it all. We had the 9 to 5, and then we came to do our side hustle, and I was happier doing this.
It was a happy space. I'd rush home just so I could do.
I don't know if I'd rush home because I was in a car, so I couldn't rush nowhere.
Yeah, you couldn't. But I know I did. I would rush home before I had clientele built up to take a fake nail that wasn't even going on me and just do it.
Like your hands?
No, not even. This is before I was able to invest in my
nails.
This is before I was able to invest in a practice hand.
Oh.
And it would just bring me joy because I would have such a shitty day. Since we're cursing,
I've let loose the realness between us.
I would have such a shitty day. Come home, and my husband wouldn't understand because he's not in corporate in the same capacity that I am. I mean, yes, he has his bureaucracies and stuff wherever he works. And I don't want to take it out on my kids because I found myself doing it at one point where I'd be upset and frustrated and everything that they did annoyed the hell out of me. So I would do design. So even when they were being kids, I wouldn't react the same way. It was more like, I'm in a zone. I need you to take it down. And please do what I asked you to do.
Thank you.
And even they noticed the difference.
Yeah?
Because it was like, she's not yelling at us. So
That's
again,
big.
Knowing what brings you joy and how do you... I don't know if you've ever heard this phrase. This phrase is a very old phrase. Do what you love even if you weren't getting paid for it.
I love that phrase. I've never heard it, but I do
Really?
I haven't.
Huh. I've been told that phrase multiple times throughout my life.
Really?
You know the right job is right for you when you do what you love and you don't have to get paid for it. Now, if you ask me if I would still do somebody's nails and wouldn't get paid for it, I absolutely would.
You would.
I would.
I mean, I think if someone told me if I could go teach something, I'm not going to get paid for it, I think I would still, depending on who the kid level is, because I'm not going to go teach babies. That's a hard level. But if you want to go tell me to go teach anything 7 and up,
would it spark joy without knowing at the end of it you wouldn't get paid?
I think it would, because as I'm sitting here thinking about it, I'm just like, oh, but I have some music that might go with that class. Like, I'm already thinking, I've created a fake class, and I'm thinking about what I could do with them. Oh, that's interesting. I've never thought about it that way before, but I guess it's what I'm doing, right?
Yeah. Now, it doesn't hurt that you're getting paid for it.
No, I want to get paid.
But at the end of the day, if someone was to come to me and they had an event and they were in a pickle where, like, financially it wasn't something they could do, but this would be the one thing that they needed to, I'd do it. And I would be absolutely fine. I didn't get paid, because you know what? You would be paid 10 times forward by the universe, or by God or whatever.
But that's also your soul in general, right? You're the purpose. Shit. I'm done. You're the type of person who believes in helping when you can. And if it doesn't hurt you in any way, it's not going to hurt you, your family, your kids. You're that person who'll say, all right, I got it. Whatever you need.
Yeah.
Everyone should be like that.
And that's a whole other topic.
Pin it.
Recognizing. Excuse me. Okay, I'm hitting the mic. I'm sorry, guys.
I wonder what it sounds like. Okay,
sorry. ASMR.
Ooh.
Squirrel.
What are we talking about?
I lost my train of thought.
Wait. Pin it. We said we were going to talk about people being nicer.
Right. Recognizing and understanding. Not everyone's going to think, act, and behave the way you do. That can pertain to work. That can pertain to your personal life. That can pertain to your immediate relationships too.
Oh, that's everything.
That was a hard truth I had to experience. Because there was this assumption in my head that everybody understood and was going to do what I do, work-related, personal, and direct with my partner. And I kept disappointing myself, but not others.
Because they're not looking at it the way you're looking at it. Nope. And so in your brain, you have this idea.
Yep. That they're seeing what I'm seeing. And I'd be disappointed time after time. And I had to learn I had to unlearn.
You had to switch your point of view.
Yeah.
Right? Because what you're seeing is this rose-colored glasses, and what they're seeing is pink.
Right.
Ooh.
And that's why...
That's hard.
Right. And that's why I think part of us working on this, and I don't want to say discreet like it's a nasty, naughty thing. Ooh. But, again, the vision we're having, the fact that it's synced, no one's going to get it until they see it.
Right.
Or understand it.
Right. They're not going to get the Instagrams we send back and forth about content.
Right.
They're not going to get sitting down at a cafe, equipment, like making a script or a plan to then actually talk about it. It's a thing. And what I also want everyone to understand the fact that, yes, this is very much, we don't know what we're doing. We're doing it together. There's still a lot of back work that we're doing before we even sit down in front here, right? We're thinking about what our topic's going to be, the things that we do want to talk about, the bullet points of we want to hit X, Y, and Z, and then we'll dive deeper sitting together, how we want the aesthetic to be as we're sitting, what we want the idea of the flow of a show to be, how do we want to start, end, conclusion, how to tie it into next week, like all
checking yourself visually. Okay, you scrunch up your nose too much, you blink too much, you do right. So being able to be comfortable to be able to correct that, and it's not glamorous, but it's fun because you are doing what, again, fulfillment, you know.
And it's also fulfillment with someone that you have that connection with already. Because I think if I was sitting here with someone I don't know or someone I dislike, it would be a whole different conversation, right? Because then
it'd be like pulling teeth to have a conversation.
Not even that. Think about if you were sitting with an old manager who you didn't get along with and they're giving you constructive feedback. That constructive feedback that they're giving you is going to have a negative undertone.
Right.
Whereas if you had a positive manager and they're giving you that constructive feedback, it's like, oh, okay. I see what you said.
Yeah, I should work on that.
Right. Mm-hmm. And so that's the vibe that we have. It's like, oh, I do scrunch my nose. You're right. Let me work on that.
Right.
I'm going to try hard. No promises. But like, you have that open dialogue. You have that open conversation where this, whatever this is going to be,
right,
is going to be successful no matter what. Because at the end of the day, we're still going to walk out of here and I'm still going to text you like, hey, girl.
How you feel about that?
How you doing? Right. Exactly. There's never going to be a negative animosity or anger or anything. It's going to be, well, let's sit down and talk about it.
Right.
Oh, yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that part either.
I don't like you today, but let's talk about it.
Do you like me right now?
I do.
Okay, just checking.
But I'm open to it. I mean, listen.
You have to be.
My sister says it all the time. She was like, the people who are closest to you, if they are yesing you, they're not your people.
Ooh, yes. Absolutely.
Because your friends, your true friends,
I'm gonna tell you
will tell you the hard truth. And they're not saying it from a space of malintent. They're saying it from a space of they understand you, know you, and they want the best for you.
Right.
Is it going to hurt? Absolutely. Freaking-lutely.
It's all right.
It's okay. But it's how you work through it.
Mm-hmm. And how you continue to move together after that
and show up. Mm-hmm.
Don't take it. I hope everyone understands that if you have a dear friend who's coming to tell you, hey, I don't like your shoes, whatever it could be, right? They're coming to tell you, and if it's genuine, they're going to say it in a genuine way. It may hurt, but it's going to be for your beneficial, right? Maybe it's going to be that I need you to change your shoes because it doesn't go with your outfit. I need you to change shoes because I noticed that you were limping the other day, and I don't want you to wear those heels. Like, it's going to come from a nice place where someone who doesn't like you will just let you suffer.
Yeah.
And they won't say anything.
And that's not the person you want to be around.
No.
That's the person when you keep in your corner.
No. And I like my corner nice and
tight.
That's what he said.
Oh, no titty? Can we say that?
No.
No titty.
No titty.
No titty.
I'm done. I guess we're going to say that. But yes, a small corner of people. I couldn't even say it anymore. Like I couldn't even commit to the words.
It's okay. I like this for us.
I like this for us and us only because will everyone get it? You're gonna have to roll with us. So yes, that small corner that we have of people who are always continuously gonna fight for you.
Right.
And what I want everyone to know or to acknowledge as well is you have to know who those people are and don't be tricked by the facade of it. Because we got snakes in
Can you say that one more time for the people in the back? Put the mic a little closer. Say that for the people one more time for the people.
Don't be tricked by the facade of people. We've got some snakes in the grass and they hide very well until you see it. Don't get bit, y'all.
Drops mic.
Drop mic.
I like it. I like that.
Okay, so in conclusion, we don't know what we're doing.
Nope.
We're going to have fun rolling this together. We're going to be living our best lives, talking about some interesting topics.
Yep. And maybe next time we'll pour some wine.
We're going to pour some wine now. Don't worry. We got you. We can't not have wine on Wine and Whispers.
I was being good.
I'm not. It's noon somewhere.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere?
Noon? It's 5 o'clock.
It's noon? You could do noon? Yes, you can.
Why not?
Because if you go to like Applebee's or wherever, and I'm not advertising for anybody, but if you go to one of those types of franchises, right? They'll serve you alcohol at noon. You're absolutely right.
I was thinking about the fact that I'm going to have mimosas at noon anywhere I go because for brunch. So it's noon somewhere. So yes, we will not leave the listeners hanging. There will be wine poured.
Wine poured. I love it. I love it for us.
I do. This is going to be fun.
Yep. So next episode, you're going to catch us talking about the corporate shift, right? Jumping, knowing when it's recognizing the signs, understanding the signs, right? What fuels you? What's your passion? Understanding that. The ups, the downs, the good, the bad, the ugly, the crying. And trust me, there was a lot of ugly crying.
Yeah.
And so, you know.
Fear.
Yeah. Fear is.
Oh, it's huge.
Big. But that's what we're going to do when we uncork and unwind.
Hey Wispies! Thank you for joining us for another hard-hitting girl talk. If you have a topic or question for us, send us a whisper at info@wineandwhispersclub.com. That's whispers with an S. If you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to like and subscribe on your podcast listening platforms. See you next time, Wispies!